Have you ever wondered why some women can walk into a room and instantly command attention without saying a single word? And maybe you've seen her before. She steps into a gathering, a meeting, a coffee shop, and people notice. Heads turn, conversations pause for a moment, not because she's the loudest, not because she's wearing the flashiest outfit, but because she carries something rare, something magnetic. And if you're like most of us, you're probably asked yourself, what is it about her? Is it her confidence, her energy, the way she holds herself? What is it? And more importantly, could that ever be me? I'm here to tell you, yes. Absolutely yes. But here's the truth that no one tells you. It's not just confidence. It's not just posture. And it's definitely not just genetics. It's how she presents herself. And yes, style plays a massive role in that. And I want you to pause right now and imagine this, okay? You walk into a room. You don't even have to open your mouth, and yet you feel the energy shift towards you. You know that you are seen not because you are trying to prove anything, but because you are simply showing up in full alignment with who you were made to be. That's the difference. Because that woman and the woman you see in the mirror on the mornings that you feel invisible or overlooked, it's not about having a perfect figure, wearing designer labels, or even chasing trends. It's about understanding the power of presence and how your personal style either amplifies it or diminishes it. And today I'm going to help you unlock that power for yourself. So let's start with this hard truth. Did you know that it only takes 7 seconds for someone to form a first impression of you? That's it. 7 seconds. Before you even open your mouth, before you share your heart or your ideas, people are already making snap judgments of who you are, how competent you seem, whether they trust you, whether they should take you seriously. I wish the world didn't work that way, but study after study shows that it does. A groundbreaking study from Princeton found that people assess trustworthiness, competence, and leadership ability within milliseconds of seeing someone. Milliseconds. That means your clothes, your posture, your grooming, the way you walk into a room, all of it shapes how others perceive you before you even speak. Now maybe you're thinking, well, that's shallow. It's not about how they see you. It's about how you see yourself. Because research shows that the way we dress doesn't just affect other people's perceptions. It actually changes our own behavior, emotions, and mindset. It's called enclothed cognition. A study published in the Journal of Experimental Social Psychology found that what we wear directly influences how we perform and even how our brains function. So in simple terms, when you dress in a way that aligns with your goals and identity, you don't just look more confident, you become more confident. So let me ask you, is your style working for you or against you? So I used to believe that fashion was superficial. So once I became a mom, I just thought fashion went out the window. I told myself that as long as I was a good person, as long as I loved people well, it didn't matter what I wore. So I poured myself out for others, for family, work, ministry, friends. I put everyone else first, and I kept telling myself, oh, get to me later. One day, I found myself standing in front of my closet where there were piles of clothes. Nothing fit right. Nothing reflected the woman that I wanted to be. And as I stood there in sweatpants and a giant old t-shirt, I had a quiet but painful realization. Where did I go? When did I stop caring about myself? When did I decide that everyone else's needs mattered more than mine? When did I start showing up as a faded, exhausted version of the woman that God created me to be. That day, I realized something profound. Style isn't vanity. It's about honoring the woman that you've been called to become. It's about showing up fully present, fully alive, fully awake to your life. And so I made a decision. No more waiting, no more hiding, no more shrinking. Because when I honored myself, I could show up with even more love, more purpose, more strength for the people and the callings that were entrusted to me. So let's take a breath together and talk about something that we often brush to the side. The real cost of not showing up and not owning your style. Because it's not just about clothes. It's not just about looking nice. It's about the ripple effect that starts in your closet and spills over into every corner of your life. So what actually happens when you settle for a wardrobe that doesn't serve you? Your confidence takes a hit. Researchers at Northwestern University ran a study where they gave two groups of identical white lab coats. But they told one group it was a doctor's coat, and the other group it was a painter's smock. The results? The people who wore the doctor's coat performed significantly better on attention and focus related tasks. Why? Because they weren't just wearing fabric, they were wearing meaning, a mental association that triggered a shift in how they saw themselves. Now think about your own life. When you put on an outfit that fits you beautifully, that flatters your figure, that makes you feel radiant, don't you show up differently? You walk taller. You smile more. You carry yourself with a quiet assurance. And when you put on something that makes you feel frumpy, invisible, or uncomfortable, you shrink back. You disconnect. You hide. But the truth is that what you wear directly shapes how you feel about yourself. So when you repeatedly dress in ways that diminish your confidence, it chips away at the foundation of how you move through the world. I want you to pause here and reflect on this question. How many times have you avoided eye contact because you don't like how you look that day? How many times have you turned down an invitation, skipped a gathering, or declined a photo because you felt insecure? Insecure in your clothes, insecure about the way your body looked, just you felt insecure. How often have you sat quietly in the back of the room when you knew you had something to say, but you held back because you didn't feel like the woman who could stand at the front, who could share your thoughts, your beliefs? There's a hidden cost in ignoring yourself, in ignoring your style. When you don't feel good in what you wear, you don't just hide your body, you hide your voice, you hold back your gifts, you minimize your presence. You may think it's just clothes, but over time, this pattern of shrinking yourself sends a much deeper message to your heart. The message of, I don't deserve to be seen. I don't deserve to take up space. I'm just here to get through the day. Friend, I need you to hear me. That is a lie, and you were never meant to live in that way. So this can feel a bit hard to hear, but it's backed by research that we can't ignore. A study out of Harvard University looked at professionals across all industries and found out that those who dressed the part were seen as 40% more competent, authoritative, and capable, regardless of their actual skill level. Why does this matter? Because whether we like it or not, people are constantly reading cues from our appearance. And when you walk into a room, your outfit communicates, I'm here with intention. I care about how I show up. I respect myself, and I also respect you. And when you consistently dress in a way that feels thrown together, disjointed, sloppy. It sends the opposite message. Even if your heart, your talent, and your intelligence are extraordinary. So let's get even more personal. How much longer are you willing to feel like an afterthought in your own life? How many more mornings will you stand in front of your closet paralyzed by the feeling that nothing works? How many more opportunities will you downplay or decline because you don't feel ready, polished, or confident enough to say yes? And then beyond confidence, beyond perception, there's an even deeper cost, and it's often invisible. When you neglect your personal style, you begin to disconnect from your identity. You lose touch with the woman that you are and the woman that you're becoming. You forget the power of showing up as someone who values herself, who honors her body, who expresses her creativity, and who takes her place in the world with boldness. It's not about wearing expensive brands. It's not about chasing trends. It's about cultivating a wardrobe that aligns with your God-given identity. And it helps you to show up fully without apology. When you know your worth, you dress like it. When you dress like it, you invite the world to reflect it back to you. I'm going to leave you with a question that might stir something in your heart. How many more reasons, how many more seasons will you spend waiting? Waiting to lose the weight. Waiting until you have more money. Waiting until you figure it out. How many more mornings will you let your closet defeat you before your day even begins? And what would change in your life if instead of shrinking, you decided to step forward on purpose, in style, as the woman that you were created to be? Because you, my friend, were never meant to blend into the background. You were meant to stand in the light. You are the light. Now take a deep breath with me. Just imagine. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning, walking into your closet, and instead of the usual sigh, the overwhelm, or the thought, I have nothing to wear, you step into a space that feels like a boutique, curated, intentional, completely aligned with you. Every piece hanging there fits you beautifully. Every color lights up your complexion. Every item, from your favorite jeans to that chic blazer, feels like it was made for you. Getting dressed feels effortless. You no longer have to avoid the mirror. You actually smile at your reflection. And when you walk out the door, you carry yourself with this quiet confidence, not because you're trying to impress anyone, but because you finally feel aligned with the woman God created you to be. Now imagine running errands, grabbing coffee with your friends, or heading into work. And instead of shrinking into the background, you feel radiant, polished, and present. Strangers hold the door for you. Friends say, wow, you look amazing. But most importantly, you start noticing yourself again. You start remembering, I am worthy of being seen. I am allowed to take up space. I am called to work with purpose and joy, not just to get through the day. This kind of transformation doesn't happen by accident. It doesn't come from endlessly shopping or copying influencers online, and it's definitely not about chasing trends that don't serve you. It comes from learning the foundations of your own personal style, understanding your body shape, discovering your best colors, and learning how to build a wardrobe that works for you, not against you. And this is exactly why I created the Style Empowerment Society. The Style Empowerment Society is our exclusive community where I share all the best tips, secrets, and strategies to help you unlock effortless confidence without wasting time or money. When you join, you will get insider guidance on how to dress for your body shape, tips on using color to light up your natural beauty, simple wardrobe formulas to make getting dressed effortless, encouragement to align your outer presentation with your God-given purpose, and access to so many free resources and tools and early announcements just for this inner circle. Think of it as your go-to guide for style, confidence, and transformation. And here's the even bigger picture. It's not just about clothes. It's about stepping into your life with confidence. It's about finally being the woman that you were called to be, not just in your heart, but in how you walk through the world. Because when you show up aligned, everything changes. When you say yes to new opportunities, you engage more fully with your family and your friends. You walk into rooms, whether it's a meeting or a ministry gathering or date night, and you don't have to wonder if you belong. You know you do. So here's my invitation to you today. Join the Style Empowerment Society. Let me walk alongside of you with so many other women that are already inside the community. We encourage you and equip you with the tools to transform your style and your confidence from the inside out. Click the link below, sign up today, and let's start this beautiful journey together, because style is more than what you wear. It's how you step into your God-given purpose. And friend, you were made to shine. If you are feeling tired or lost in your wardrobe, if you are exhausted from standing in front of your closet, wondering why nothing works, if you are longing to become the confident, radiant, unmistakably beautiful woman that God designed you to be, then it's time to step into your next season. Join the Style Empowerment Society today. It's free, it's life-giving, and it's where transformation begins. Because style is more than what you wear. It's how you step into your God-given purpose. You are made to be seen. You are made to shine. I'll see you in the next video.